My name is Jamie Schofield. I'm a third-year graduate student studying cancer biology in Dr. Zach Schaefer's lab here at Notre Dame. I'm originally from Yardley, Pennsylvania, which is about 50 minutes outside of Philadelphia. Our lab at Notre Dame is mainly focused on cell death and specifically different cell death pathways that happen when cancer cells detach from the extracellular matrix. So my specific project right now actually looks at the metabolic changes that occur in some cells that are resistant to cancer immunotherapies in efforts to hopefully identify how those cells and why those cells are evading detection by the immune system. I did my undergraduate at University of Maryland in College Park, where I got my bachelor's degree in biology. I unfortunately, though, was unable to participate in any undergraduate research in my time there. So upon graduation, I started working as a research tech at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. I worked in a core facility there for a brief amount of time and then transferred over to the lab of Dr. Gabsong Lee, working on stem cell research and iPSCs. And that work there was what allowed me to come here to Notre Dame and work in the cancer research lab that I do now. I think an interesting aspect of my research is that although cancer immunotherapies have revolutionized the field in the past few years, no one has really began to look at how resistance to these therapies may arise. And I think it's a great idea for us as scientists to try and get ahead of resistance to any new therapy rather than waiting until it's too late, and also potentially gives us just a new tool in fighting the battle against cancer. The most valuable class for myself that I've taken here was probably molecular biology with Dr. Huber. Being in the position that I was, in which I had not been in an undergraduate setting for more than 3 years by the time I arrived here, it really gave me a nice foundation to build on using and covering techniques that I actually used in the lab, and really helped me to hit the ground running and not feel like I was potentially lagging behind as I started here. Following graduation from Notre Dame, I am hoping to potentially work as a postdoc somewhere in Europe, actually. I think the experience would be great, and some of the professors here at Notre Dame have really strong connections or collaborations with a lot of professors all around the world. So that is ideally what I would like to do. That decision helped come to me last year when some of the graduate students, and myself included, helped to put on this event called What to Do with Your PhD, where we brought in speakers from government, industry, or academia that were all currently serving in those roles to be able to give us a little bit of description of what they do, and also answer Q&A from the audience to get an informed decision about what does being in each of those sectors actually mean today. What are you doing on a day-by-day basis, and what you should be looking for within graduate school to be able to help get you to that next stage of where you want to be. What ultimately brought me here to Notre Dame was the graduate student community that was in place here. Upon visiting and getting to experience that firsthand, I knew that it was one that I could participate actively in and feel like I was supported by, which was important to me because this community would not only be functioning as where I worked and studied, but also as what supported me outside of work. And whether that is taking a break to go get lunch off campus on Eddy Street or meeting up with friends to walk your dogs together, the community here, I feel, has really embraced me and is really open to a lot of people coming into it that allow you to feel comfortable being a graduate student at Notre Dame.